congratulations on making it halfway through the course. You may not really know who I am. I'm Sumner. You'll be seeing me more in the advertising section, but I just want to quickly say congratulations on making it halfway through. Keep going through the course, and you'll continue to get more and more value that can ultimately help you generate more traffic and ultimately sales for your brand online. And also, just want to restate that if there's anything that you need, any questions you have, anything that you need at all, any opinions that you want from Ali or I, be sure to leave those in the Q&A section. We're here to help you as much as possible. And also, by this point, you may now have a feel for the material in the course, and Ali and I would ask that you consider taking 30 seconds to leave your honest feedback of the course. We would really appreciate it so we can know what's working and maybe also what we can improve upon with the course. And this will also help hundreds of other students in deciding which course to take here on Udemy and also Skillshare. So if you could leave your feedback, we really appreciate it. And of course, like we said, if there's anything you need now or anywhere on throughout the course, be sure to let us know in the Q&A section. And congratulations again. You're halfway through. You'd be surprised by how many students don't even make it halfway through. So congratulations. Let's go ahead and get into the next video.
In this video, I will be covering Pinterest's latest and maybe not so latest updates. So that if you encounter an information or a feature throughout the course that you no longer have available, you know exactly why and exactly what to do. So let's dive right into it. First off, you may have noticed that Pinterest no longer offers the ability for you to claim some of your other accounts integrations, such as an Etsy store or your Instagram account, YouTube channel, and so on. This is not so new, but many people don't really know what to do or why that happened. This is mostly because Pinterest really wants to incentivize their catalogs, for you to build your own catalog. And for that reason, you need your own website. So the only thing that you can claim now on Pinterest is your own website, something that you own. So for example, if you are an Etsy seller, you don't really own the Etsy website. You're kind of like borrowing some of their domain in order to sell your own products. So you can't really claim that domain, your own Etsy shop, because it's not yours. You would have to purchase a domain, for example, www.yourstorename.com, like aliproducts.com, purchase that domain, build your website, then you can claim it. And that is the only way that you can not only get merchant verified, the blue check mark, and all of the benefits that come with it, but also the only way that you can build your catalog. You need to have your website claimed. Now, you still have the option to add another URL. If you don't have your own website, you can add another URL to your bio, to your profile. So this way you could do, for example, your Etsy shop or any website that you want, even if it's an affiliate link, anything that you want, you can add to your bio without having to claim a website. Now, you may be wondering, okay, so what's going to happen with my pins that I'm pinning from Etsy or from YouTube or from Amazon, for example? Those pins can still be rich pins, even if that's not a website that you have claimed. Now, they might not be associated with your Pinterest account, but they're still going to carry information, the special information, according to the type of pin, which would be a product pin, for example, in Etsy's case. And that is because Pinterest recognizes the authority of these websites as trustworthy, as big marketplaces. So if you're pinning something from Amazon or from Etsy, Pinterest will actually make it into a product pin with the little shop button and all of the information from that pin, so you can rest easy. However, I will say, specifically for Etsy sellers, one thing that I've noticed is that sometimes it can take a little bit longer for Pinterest to recognize all of the information. So sometimes you might pin something and it's not looking like a rich pin yet. You may have to wait a little bit longer. And a little secret, as one thing that always works, at least for all of our accounts, is actually using the Save button Chrome extension. So if you go to your Etsy product page, and you have your Save button extension installed, you're gonna see that little save icon at the corner of each image. If you use that button to create that pin, then 9.9 times out of 10, Pinterest will make that into a rich product pin very quickly. And speaking of product pins, another update that is not so recent that you may have noticed is that Pinterest no longer has the shop tab under the business profile. But don't worry, because to be honest, the majority of pinners, the majority of Pinterest users don't really go to a business profile to check out their shop tab. If you have your catalog synced in, which you still should, I highly recommend that you try to get merchant verified and that you connect your catalog. you still have these product pins showing up in search results when users are typing in on their homepage, or if they go to the shop tab under the discovery page, your product pins are still going to be showing up, and that's what you want. That's really where the majority of users are finding content and clicking and actually making purchases. So don't worry about not having access to the shop tab anymore. It is really not a big deal, and still go after linking your product catalogs. Now, another update that is more recent is that Pinterest is starting to phase out idea pins, which used to be called story pins. And that's also something that, in my view, is actually good. Even if you love idea pins and all that, don't worry, Pinterest is not getting rid of that type of content. They see the value of that content, and actually now, what's going to happen is that pins are going to be pins. And you're going to be able to upload those vertical videos, or even if it's shorter videos, we'll talk more about that in a minute, but you're going to be able to upload idea type pins as a regular pin, and now you're going to be able to add the title, description, and link to that pin as well. So that's huge news. I think that's going to be a massive benefit for all of us business owners. And along with that update, which by the way, I'll make sure to leave in the resources below, the link to the update so you can read more information about it. Along with that update, you will see that now there will be flexible ratios. So we talked about that specific ratio that Pinterest used to recommend, which was 1,000 by 1,500, that 2:3 ratio. Now there's flexible ratio. You can use whatever you want, but I would still highly recommend that you stick with vertical content. At least for the majority of the accounts, this is really what performs the best, especially because the majority of users are using their mobile devices on Pinterest, and you will take up more space if your image, if your video is vertical. If it's horizontal or even square, you're going to see it a little bit smaller, just like before. But Pinterest will not be penalizing you for having longer, more vertical content, or horizontal, or whatever you prefer. So that's also really good, but I encourage you to test it, maybe create some square content, some rectangle, or and so on, to see what performs best for your type